Good morning, everyone. Hey, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Not doing a ton of bees lately. Slowing down. Got everybody set and configured. I assessed every hive after cleaning those dead outs out that we went through. Those three on that one video. Well, we didn't go through them, did we? I just showed you me pulling them off the stand. But yeah, nonetheless, the next day went through every colony that I have, and everybody else is doing fine for the most part. Seeing a lot of beetles. You saw the combine I did. Oh, well, there was that queenless one. I forgot about that. We combined that, and that's actually what we're doing today. So yeah, I'm just kind of mixed up right now. I don't even know what the date is. Let me see. I'll look at my phone. Yeah, it's August 16th, 2025. Welcome to Southeast Louisiana. So yeah, after I got those dead outs off, I went and assessed everything, and then I found the queenless colony number 17 and did a combine. And you know, that could definitely be a mistake doing a combine this time of year, because the beetles really are exploding. I was talking to Mr. Ed this morning, and he's saying he's seeing beetles in the last 2 to 3 weeks that he hadn't seen in years like this. Sure enough, it's a lot of them. So, you know, I think I explained my stance on beetles, and it's strong colonies. You need strong colonies. They won't die if they're strong. The problem is, if there's any misstep or weakening, that's when things go wrong, if they're just housing a bunch of beetles. So I do use traps from time and again. I should have said from time to time. I'm all mixed up this morning. Saturday morning, taking it easy, slow and easy. It's actually a cool morning. It's only 80 degrees. It's 9:30. It's only 80. And that's a beautiful thing. In the sun, it's probably a little warmer, but for whatever reason, it's not as humid this morning, and that's awesome. But anyway, it's a lazy morning, so one misstep and those beetles can really get you. And so the traps are going in to those that I saw that were infested. So anybody I saw that really had a lot of beetles, I put traps in. I didn't see beetles in every single colony in the shade or ones in the sunshine, whatever, just certain ones. But the ones in the shade that we combined, you know, I was skeptical about doing that. I really didn't say it on the video, but we could have, I think I did say we could have caused a misstep. We'll see. But I got away from traps for a while. I really just didn't use them. I just let the bees take care of what they need to take care of, and if they seemed weak, strengthen them. How do you strengthen colonies? Well, how I do it is take space away. That's it. I don't strengthen them up at this time of year. You could feed them up and make the queen really kick off and go harder, but I don't do that. What I do is I make sure the space is reduced. Yet here I went and combined them and put space on them. So we're gonna go see what that looks like. But I did load them up with traps. So when I went back to the traps, I went back to, because I used to just put traps and everything, but that's also when I only had like 25 or 30 colonies or less. What I started doing when I went back to the traps, I started just putting them in colonies that needed them. Well, then Robert Peebles comes out with his reusable traps at RP Beeworks. I do talk a lot about him. I like him. I like the guy. He's a nice guy. He's a great guy. But plus, he makes a great trap. And so what I really started doing with his is just, if I see him infested, I put him in. I have seen over the years when I did use traps, if I saw an infested colony, I put traps in, I would see a reduction in the beetle numbers. So that's all I really do to help them more outside of just trying to keep them strong. My first reaction when I see a lot of beetles, my first reaction always, it's instinctive now, is I immediately go, how much space do they have? Just immediately. Because that's the biggest challenge to the bees. They have to deploy a bunch of bees up into, say, a box that's empty or just got a lot of honey and they're not guarding it. They got to deploy those bees up in that corner to hold them. And that's just stressing the bees. So let me get some stuff together. I'm gonna go get my little vacuum. And we're gonna get the smoker lit. We're gonna go take a look at these couple colonies. Everybody else is set though, the way I like them. They're configured the way I like. Hey, they're where they need to be, and that's all we can do at this point. They've got plenty of food. There's a little bit of nectar here and there that's popping through the door. Bees are configured the way I would like them configured, and strength is where they need to be, queen right. Hey, what else can you do at this point? So I'm gonna go check these couple colonies. Let me get my stuff. Okay, so I think I showed you on another video. I will freeze these things and then they scrape off real easy. Well, I'm gonna take the lid off, but like, that just propolis just pops right off. And I froze it. A little easier. I mean, it comes off easy too when you haven't frozen it, but that's just easier. So then you get these tops, right? So some of the bees propolize more than, sorry about the shaking, it's on the pallet, more than others. And what a lot of them will do is they'll propolize certain parts of them and keep certain parts open, which is good. That's what you want. But Robert sends these little tools. You can clean them out. So yeah, it takes a little while, but what you do is you go through. You know, if they're really plugged, I just take them out and replace them with another trap, and I'll go back through another day when I have time and just kind of knock this out. And there you go. Scrape them along. And there it is. I got one here. I left this in for way too long, so I'm gonna leave it on, but just get through and knock all these holes open, and then hit them on the back, and it pops them right out. So let me finish these up. Another frozen one right here. Get it before it thaws out. It's so hot and humid down here. The stuff turns all gluey and just comes off easier when it's frozen. So that's what I'll do. I'll dump them, rinse them out, throw them in the freezer. All right. Got a few spares to take out with me. A little bit of diatomaceous earth. I'll refill that. I got a 20-pound bag from years ago. And we'll get busy. So we'll go right off the bat, just jump in these. I want to look at two others for some traps and see what they're doing. I'm also looking for queen right in these now, folks. I'm telling you I'm looking at beetles, but let me fire my little vacuum up. But it's also about, did the combines take? These were good hives. I hope I didn't ruin them. Some beetles. Didn't see many. I saw them on the side. I stuck them up. Here they are. Look at them all. Lots of beetles. But only about 20 or so. Sorry about the vacuum noise, but I'm going to suck these things up. Probably about 20 or so. That isn't the worst. There were like 50 or so last time. Let's see what the traps did. And turn that off. Let's see what this trap did. Well, the bees seemed calm. It's always a good sign for queen right. Let's see if they put anything in the beetle traps. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to dump this out and show you. We'll put a new trap in here. Look, you can see them in there. Oh, my. Look at the beetles that were trapped. That works. So I bring these out and just replace them. I brought enough to replace, I think. I may need to go get another one. I'm trying to put it back in the same spot. They know where they're running them to. There we go. That worked. So we've seen less beetles than we did last week. That's good. And we've got a lot in the traps. That's good. And the bees seem like they're plenty populated into this lid, this top deep. So excuse me, I'm gonna get in your way for a minute. So, oh yeah, that's so much honey in there. That's why I wanted to go to this bottom. Didn't see any beetles running there. I'm gonna check this trap. See the newspaper chewed out? This is almost all full of newspaper. So we'll have to take that out. But more beetles. Oh yeah, lots more beetles. This is where I just dumped more beetles out. See? So yeah, it's doing good. So I'll put a trap back in there and we'll move on to the next. I'm gonna have to go actually get my diatomaceous earth. I didn't bring enough traps. I should have brought 5 traps. Just need to see if we got eggs in here, since we did a combine. So that's fresh nectar. So there is something that rolls in here in August. These hives, I haven't been through this hive. They were queen right, but Well, folks, I have a concern that this combine isn't any good, and here's the deal. I don't think it's that the bees I put on top messed with any queen or anything. I'm gonna tell you what I think. This was a swarm. I'm starting to think they were already queenless when I put them on here. Because I'm seeing no eggs, but what I'm also not seeing is any capped brood whatsoever. This combine's only been in here a week. So all the hives are still, I mean, while the queens are slowing down, they're still putting in brood. We've seen that if you were with me on any other videos. But all I'm seeing is pollen and honey. And this bottom box is very, very, I don't know, they're just acting weird. So there's no capped brood whatsoever. That's a concern. There should at least be some brood in here. Some capped brood left over. And I'm seeing none. So that's a concern. Let me put this frame in. They're calm like they have a queen, but I should have capped brood. I don't. I'm still going to put traps in them until we figure out what's going on with these bees. I'm not going to use one of my utility queens this late in the game. I'm going to put this box back on top. This is loaded with honey. I guess I could check a few frames in here, but this was the box that was queenless that went on top. But I don't see them having a queen. Basically, I might have combined with a queenless colony. Holy cow, I'm sweating a lot all of a sudden. Man, it's not even hot. But yeah, I think we may just do something on top of a queenless colony anyway. I don't know. I'm going to check the top. I mean, these bees are acting right, but they just don't have any brood at all. Huh. Yeah, as queenless as can be. I'll check a third frame, but there would be eggs here. There shouldn't even be eggs up here, honestly. This is a queenless colony. I'm just checking just to be sure, but I mean, the queens do slow down. They don't necessarily shut down. So I should have something in the bottom. Well, give them a frame of eggs and see what they do. That is an option. I do have 2 colonies. I don't expect to make it on the end over there. I could try and introduce her, or I could put some eggs in here. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't expect them 2 to make it. But this was queenless. This was queenless when I combined it, or it would have brood in it. It was a week ago. There should have at least some capped brood in it. So we just put 2 problems together is all we really did. But I went through this. I know I went through these colonies. Now, on the assessments, these colonies I went through before I assessed everybody else. I would have noticed they were queenless then. I don't know, something sketchy. Something sketchy. Unless I just didn't go through this one and just assumed. I don't know. I don't know. Really matters none now. That's it. Let me go to the next one. Got most of them. That was about 10 or 12. Let's see what's on the lid. All right, that was kind of loud, but anyway, got about 20 or so. Better than the 50 or so that we had. You know, one of these boxes has the trap underneath it, and I didn't check it. I think it was the one we were just in, darn it. I wanted to show you Robert's bottom traps, but I can't. Let's see what these look like. Yep, another full trap. Wow. Look at the beetles. So there you go. Look at them all. That's the ones that were trapped. Because that other one has really got me stumped. I guess it was queenless. Best I can say, it was already queenless. I mean, but goodness. Didn't see any beetles flying out of there. That's good. Yeah, the other one, all the bottom frames had nectar in them and all, so that's just telling me that, see, this like this one, if they did kill the queen, I am at least seeing brood, spotty at that, but she had better brood than that one I looked through, but I'm at least seeing brood. Like, I should see that left over, even if this queen didn't merge with them. That's what I should see in the other one. Everybody's putting brood in. So not even seeing any brood, that just tells me they were queenless. I looked through them, didn't I? I could have swore I looked through them. I didn't look through these on these pallets the same time I looked through all the rest of my colonies. So I'm wondering if I just did an abbreviated assumption. Well, at least we know we had a queen. Let's see if we still have a queen. Put some smoke on them. They're getting a little... They know it's robbing season. They know they can be robbed. They're very defensive during this time frame. Okay, I pulled this frame out and it is full of eggs, so that's good. Well, praise the Lord, at least one of them is good. That's what I need to do. I need to give them a frame of eggs, don't I? And see what they can do. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's iffy at this stage of the game. You've heard me talk about how terrible they requeen, but we'll see if we can give them a shot. Make sure I don't have a queen. I'm going to shake this off and I'm going to give this frame to them since it's got so many eggs in it. That guarantees them a shot to make a queen if they want. Whew, that gets them going. I'm just going to put a frame right in the middle of the other one and give these a honey frame on the edge. So I'm going to basically have this ready to go. We're going to take this one, stick it in. Okay, move this one on over. I'll probably move the trap over too. Well, they're not trapping that many in there, so I'm not worried about that one, but stick this one over here. And we're gonna slide one of those empty honey frames right in the side here. Gives them some food at the same time, gives the other ones the eggs. We're gonna stick it over here in this one. And I've never attempted giving them eggs this late in the season just because I know they just don't get off those mating flights, but you know, why not? We'll take these eggs. I'm going to stick them right here in the middle. It's brooding eggs. And we'll see what they do. We have done what we can do for now. This is called the flat trap. Now, a lot of times I'll propolize this one on the bottom. Pretty good. Because I only used one time. And it worked okay. Oh, look at the beetles that came out. I should have sucked them up. But let's see how this one worked. Oh, yeah. A lot of newspaper, though. But there's definitely dead beetles in there. I'm going to freshen it up a little, diatomaceous earth. I'm not going to pull the other one out. I wanted to see that towel trap and what it looked like, but it's a sponge in there. It's a sponge trap. It's got similar to a Swiffer sheet in it. It's inside a similar trap like this, but they come in the sides, not the top. This thing slides in nice and tight. I do that and I knock it off. Because they will trap them underneath, so it's got to be a good flat bottom. What I'm going to do is just put this back on. We got a good queen right colony. We're going to leave it alone. They're managing the beetles, as you can see. So, did we give them a misstep with the second box and a lot of space? Not too bad. Not too bad. But they are getting a little ornery right now because there's bees flying all over investigating. I haven't broke a lot of honey loose, but it doesn't matter. They can still, whoa, I about fell. They can still smell a box being opened. That's really what I got to do today is check the combines. It took me forever. I'm taking my time, but also I'm all out of practice. Hadn't been in the hives that much. Ooh, look at this. Oh, cicada shell. Y'all in the south know about these. They're pretty cool how they stick like that. I used to collect them. Now, the funny thing about beetles, you have one colony, two colonies there, they're both nukes. One's very strong, one was not as strong. The not as strong one had like 10 beetles. The one that was very strong had like 50. Beats me. Beetle interventions are replenished here. We've given them some eggs. We have one good queen right colony. That's all we can do. I don't think it was queen right when I combined it. Just that simple. This one had a lot of beetles in it. Let's get our vacuum going for this one. I don't see any beetles. There's not even any on the lid. See, they've propolized most of the holes. There's a few dead in here too. I mean, there's dead beetles in here, but there's just no beetles in the hive, and I'm not complaining, folks. I promise you I'm not. Well, we'll take that. But you know, if they're controlling them, worst thing we can do is break them loose like I'm gonna do right now. What do we do for the videos? Oh, this is the one I put the traps in. Yep, there's beetles in here now. Oh goodness, yeah. I got a bunch of them in there. Let's see if they're coming out of this trap. Yeah, so I only got a few of them in here. They were hiding out in this one. There's only a few beetles caught on it. The bees pulled that out, but let's look at this other one. Look at the beetles in this one. And once they get that all over them, they're done for. So I'm gonna refill this one. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna just add some to it. All right, so what I did was I filled in all the open spots, kind of thickened it up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is put this right in the same spot. But in the end, I mean, that's a lot of beetles that were caught in the bottom. This colony here, I got them on 9 frames. This is Miracle Queen. I'm gonna get them off these edges. Okay, everybody's in order. Not too bad, I'd say, folks. Looks better than it did last week with regard to beetles. I'm pleased with that. I bet there were 50 to 75 beetles in the bottom when I opened it last week. So we got less, that's the point. I like that. Oh, come on. Move out of the way. Come on. You gotta ease it down. Alright, here we go. Well, folks, it looks like it's really hot just because I'm sweating a lot, but it's really not. It looks like it's hot because I'm sweating a lot, but it's really not. You see, I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Anyway, yeah, that was disappointing on that one colony. That colony had to have been queen. I was going to say queen right. They had to have been queenless when I put that on there. I would have saw brood. I would have saw at least some cap brood. That was 1 week ago. So in 7 days, there would be some sign of brood. But they seem so calm. But I put eggs in there. I've never done that this late, but we're going to see what happens. Why not? Let's just see what they do with, I don't know, the chances of her coming back, they're pretty slim, but she is off by herself over on a pallet by herself. So the best I can do is see if they'll make the cell. If they do make the cell, see if they'll make, queen will make it back. We want to do something before they go laying worker. Otherwise, I'm not combining them on my nukes. Those 2 nukes on the end are doing too good. They'll overwinter just like they are. I might see if I can get some queens. I know somebody may have some queens. I might requeen them. As far as Robert Peebles' beetle traps, man, they are trapping some beetles and so easy to reuse. Fill them up, put them back in. The bottom board traps, they're working. The traps that have the diatomaceous earth in them are making a difference. Those hives looked 100% better than they did last week as far as beetle populations. Again, I got away from traps for a long time, but then I started putting them just where I would see infested colonies, because I'm like, well, maybe we can at least cut the numbers down, and it seemed to work. And so now I'm doing that with the reusable traps from RP Beeworks, and they work great. So real happy with that. Robert, you've done a great job getting those out. I like them, and I'll be using them. As long as I see beetles, I'll be putting them in. Well, folks, that will be it for today. I appreciate all y'all watching. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may God bless you. See y'all later.